Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to listen to episode 3 of After Eleanor Died, a thrilling original tale created by Bishop Auckland Theatre Society, interwoven with 4 Victorian ghost stories. So, turn out the lights, turn up the volume, and don't look too closely at the shadows.
It was late summer when Eleanor and I first looked around this house. Someone very kindly gave us a ride in their trap from the railway station, and as we made our way along the road I could see a change in Eleanor. She was smiling again as she sat with her eyes closed, listening to the sounds of the countryside and feeling the warmth of the sun. She loved the house, but Eleanor was immediately drawn into the garden. She sat there for most of the afternoon before we had to return. She spoke of nothing else but the house and the garden, and when we moved here I honestly thought the garden would somehow defeat that awful disease. I was a fool to think we could run away from your fate.
At the time you did what you believed to be right. No one will reproach you for it. We can't see what our future will bring, fortunately.
Do you think you'll carry on living in London? Maybe take up this place and start a country practice?
I don't think I'll keep up the mortgage payments fighting disputes over hanging fruit trees and noisy cockerels.
I suppose not.
Sarah would probably go mad within a week if she couldn't attend her social events.
So, that's the real reason. You don't wish to move on because of your whist drives.
Oh, they'll be the last thing I'll regret going to. I'd rather die first. Sorry.
It's all right.
No, it was crass and insensitive of me. I'm very sorry.
Look, I haven't shown you which room you'll be staying in. Let's get you some pyjamas and bedding sorted. Mary's a friend of mine. She lives in the village. She was the one who gave us a ride up to the house in her trap. We invited her to lunch, and she told me of a time she stayed at a hotel on the Sussex coast. The first night she was there, she started to become acquainted with a Professor Parkins during dinner.
That was a lovely meal. Thank you.
Thank you, madame.
It was suggested by my friends to visit the Sussex coast to improve my game of golf and enjoy the fresh sea air.
Your port, madame. Orange juice, sir.
I'm only an amateur golfer myself, but I thought we could try a round or two, and I would enjoy the company.
I prefer my own company. And besides, a colleague asked me to carry out an archaeological task while I'm here, so my time is limited.
It's such a fascinating subject. I attended a dig. I think that's the term they use. I'm a governess and took the children who were most intrigued by the finds.
Do you think that, considering their delicate nature, a muddy field is a suitable place for a woman?
Over the years, as a nurse and a governess, I've found that the majority of my delicate patients were actually men and boys. Are you staying in Burnstow for long? Sadly, this is my last week.
For a week. Fortunately, this hotel had one room available. Regrettably, a double room on the top floor.
On your own with the ghosts?
I don't really care for such casual talk about what you call ghosts. I've never concealed my view on the matter, and I don't intend to now.
You obviously speak your mind, Mr. Parkins.
I'm a professor of ontography at St James's College, and a man in my position can't appear to sanction such beliefs.
Your room commands a fine view of the sea. Sadly, I look out across barren pastures.
Yes, the beaches and dunes certainly do lift the spirits, even on an overcast day. I intend to walk along the beach after dinner. A colleague asked me to do some preliminary details of a Templars preceptory near Burnstow.
Oh, that's just past the village. I'm taking a stroll along to Burnstow myself. I can show you the site if you wish. Then you can do whatever it is you have to do and return back here along the beach.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you. Yes, I think I found it. curious woman. Sea is over here. Sand dunes to the rear. 7, 8, 9 paces from east to west. The sea and sand have encroached tremendously upon the site. Low walls are barely visible. Little vegetation. Ah, pleasant sunset. It's getting dark. Maybe I'll return tomorrow. Oof! Hello, what's this? A whistle, maybe? Who is that? Perhaps it's somebody from the village. Why is he running towards me? Curious. Running like that? He should have caught up to me by now.
I'm sorry, Mr. Parkins, that's another win to me. Fortunately, swan vesters do little damage to the pocket. You're not still thinking about that person you saw on the beach, are you?
I don't seem to be able to take my mind off him.
It was just someone walking along the beach.
How is it he was running towards me, but never seemed to make any progress?
It was dark. A trick of the light, maybe. It would be unfair to carry on playing cards. It would be taking advantage of you while your mind is elsewhere. Besides, the combination of that first-class dinner and the sea air are forcing me to retire.
I'm sorry, what?
The sooner you retire to your bed, the better you'll feel, Mr. Parkins.
I think maybe you're right, Miss Wilson. Good night. Yes?
Beg your pardon, sir, but when I was brushing your coat, something fell out of your pocket. A piece of pipe or something, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Good night, sir.
Good night. You're a curious-looking whistle, aren't you? Blocked. Where's that pocket knife? No waste paper basket? Dear me, such a simple necessity. It's him! The person on the beach. No, Mary's right. Is there someone walking along the shore? Oh. The people of Burnstow certainly walk late hours, though. Some writing. Qui est isti qui venti. What's the Latin for whistle? Qui est isti qui venti. Who is this? Who is coming? Evidently, you need to whistle for him. Goodness! What force the wind can get up in a few minutes. No. No. What do you want with me? No. Leave me alone. Please. No. I lay there counting the beats of my heart, expecting the next beat to be my last. I opened my eyes and the image vanished.
Dreams have a disquieting effect upon the mind. Bacon, sausage, 2 eggs and fried bread. Ooh, and some mushrooms.
You misunderstand. I wasn't asleep. Oh, poached eggs. Thank you.
Oh, yes, sir.
I only have to close my eyes and the image returns. Most people put it down to the existence of something paranormal, when it's probably due to an overworked brain. Or cigar smoke.
Talking of extraordinary events, that storm we had last night. In my old home on the Yorkshire coast, we would have said that someone did whistle for it.
Simple folk give somebody a reputation for simply whistling ahead of a natural event. As it happens, I myself was whistling last night. But you wouldn't say I was whistling for that storm we had?
Whistling?
Yes, a rather curious piece. Here, I discovered it at the Temple of Ruins.
You should be careful about using things that once belonged to a set of papists. What do you mean to do with it?
When I get back to Cambridge, I'll probably present it to the museum.
Shall I pour?
Excuse me, sir. I was wondering if you would like some extra blankets on your bed, sir.
Ah, yes, thank you. It seems likely to turn colder tonight.
Which bed shall I put it on, sir?
The one I slept in last night.
You seem to have slept in both of them.
Really? I never touched the other bed, except to lay some things on it. Did it look slept in?
Oh, yes, sir. Why, all the things was crumpled and thrown about always. As if someone had passed a very poor night, sir.
Dear me, I'm very sorry for the extra trouble I've given you.
It's no trouble at all, sir.
Yes, my sleep was very poor indeed. I was on a long stretch of shore. Shingle and black groins running down the water's edge. It was a winter's evening, and there was a storm gathering, and I was running, clambering over the timbers, each wooden wall becoming more and more difficult than the last. I'm watching something light-coloured, moving to and fro with great swiftness straight towards me. It grows larger as it gets closer, draped in a pale cloth that flutters behind it. It stops suddenly, lifting its arms, bending towards the sand, then running across the beach, to the water's edge and back, at such startling speed. Then it stops, and slowly stands upright, and with its arms raised, it darts straight towards me. No!
Maybe after breakfast we should have that round of golf we promised ourselves. See if we can't improve our game.
Yes, an excellent idea.
I think I may have won that last hole, Mr. Parkins.
I don't think I would have been far behind you, on a good day.
Ah! What in the world is the matter with you?
You should be more careful running about like that. Oh, it's frightened.
What have you been up to?
What have you seen?
I don't like it.
You don't like what?
I threw down.
Oh, send the boy home. He's playing some kind of joke.
It's most dangerous to give the boy such a fright. What were you doing by the hotel?
Playing on the grass at some others. Then we had to go for our teas. I looked up at the window.
Which window?
The top one.
My window?
What did you see there?
I think it was a man with a white cloth. How wrinkled he was. I couldn't see his face, but I knew he was watching me. And he pointed at me.
I think someone was just trying to give you a scare. Another time you should throw a stone at them. Well, no, maybe not that. Look, go and see Mr. Simpson, the landlord, and say I sent you. And then get off home and don't think any more about it.
Well, that's curious. I shall take a look. I ought to be able to see if anyone's been taking liberties in my room. I remember locking the door this morning when I left, and it was locked just now. Nothing's disturbed.
Except your bed.
That isn't my bed! It looks like someone is playing tricks.
You wanted to see me, sir?
Yes, is there a spare key to this room? Someone was seen earlier at the window.
Mr. Simpson has a spare key. but he keeps it locked away. And I made the beds up when you were still in your room this morning, if you remember, sir.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Would you like me to make your beds, sir?
Not at the moment, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Look, the boy was probably mistaken about the window.
You're probably right. Well, let's think no more about it, shall we, and go down to dinner.
That whistle you found, Mr. Parkins. If it were mine, I would throw it into the sea.
Did you enjoy your dinner, sir?
Yes, thank you.
I've made the other bed, sir, and left you an extra pillow. Good night, sir.
Thank you. Good night. The Natural History of Sussex. That should make for a good read. Oh, that's cold. Oh, rats, I should think. Shoo! Go on, shoo! No, it isn't happening. I'm a man of science. Linen can't move like that. Can't. No. Stay away from me. Please. You're not real. You're an illusion. No. No. Help. Help.
Mr. Parkins, are you alright? Please, Mr. Parkins, open the door! Mr. Parkins! Mr. Parkins, sir! Please, Mr. Parkins! Let's push it together.
The professor must have been scared senseless. Forgive me, Charles, but you didn't used to drink so much.
It helps me to sleep. Is that such a bad thing?
No, but the drink could be. I'm just concerned.
Yes, you, Mrs. Henderson, the doctor, the whole village will be queuing up to pass judgment soon. I'm sorry. Makes it easier, that's all.
Did Parkins recover from his ordeal?
Mary asked no questions. They took Parkins downstairs and gave him some brandy and warmed him by the fire. In the morning, before they left, she made her way down to the beach and cast that whistle into the sea as far as possible. There's nothing more to tell, except the professor cannot see a surplice hanging on a door, or a scarecrow in a field without it costing him more than one sleepless night.
The hotel, I presume, will forget anything ever took place, making it difficult to acquire further evidence.
All the staff and visitors were given some sort of explanation which cleared the professor of a manic disorder, and the hotel of some reputation of a troubled house. I'm convinced that these are genuine stories and evidence of paranormal activity. They're from people who only want answers.
Be careful what you look for.
That's why you're here. Do you think we found what we're looking for?
You mean, do I believe in ghosts yet?
You can't deny the evidence is compelling.
But you have no evidence, Charles. Look, I'm sorry, but it's just people telling stories.
Compelling stories from genuine people.
No, it's not enough.
Not enough? What do you want? Marley's ghost to jump out in front of you.
Of course not. Can you not have another drink, Charles? I'm just worried the drink is making you irrational.
So now you're telling me what to do in my own home?
Of course not. It's not what I want, it's what other people demand.
I don't need their approval.
Then what do you want?
I wanted Eleanor to stay with me. I need to tell her why she didn't.
Charles, wait.
You've been listening to After Eleanor Died, written and directed by Malcolm Stamp, edited by Charley Stamp, and performed by Graham Rispin, Josh Railton, Charley Stamp, Ellie Pettit, Ritchie Ballard, and Harry Westwood-Fulcher. If you enjoyed this performance, please consider donating to help keep amateur theatre alive in our town. You can do this by visiting bishopaucklandtheatresociety.co.uk/audio dramas. Thank you for your generosity. The final episode of this series will air on Bishop FM and on Bishop Auckland Theatre Society's Facebook page tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Thank you for listening.